Hello, I'm Tilly Douglas and I'm going to do something a bit different today because I'm not actually going to be making anything. I'm not going to be doing a painting or any resin or anything like that. I'm going to show you how I set up my resin station because a lot of people are having problems at the moment because of the weather, because it's so cold and the resin is left to cure and it doesn't cure properly. A lot of people are getting Amine Blush, and Amine Blush is where you've done your resin, you've set it to cure and you think it's going to be beautiful, nice gloss finish. And then when you come to check it, it's got a cloudy effect, or it can look like it's got oil in the resin, or you could have like waves of lines or cracks, all sorts of problems. And a lot of those problems are caused by the cold and the damp, the humidity of the space where your resin is curing. And there's a very simple solution which I've been using for a long time, and I actually haven't got any pieces to show you with this Amine Blush because I've been using this setup and I don't have that problem now, and I haven't had it since I've been working like this. So what I do is I have my resin molds, my silicone molds on this little puppy feeding mat, or whatever. It can be any sort of silicone mat. I just happen to be using this one at the moment, and it works really well. They're very cheap to buy off Amazon, so that's where I got that from. And I sit my molds on the top of that, do the resin work, and underneath this mat is just nice and warm because I have this, and this is a heat mat and it just feels nice and warm. Now what this is for reptile tanks, vivariums, and it's to put, because reptiles need to be kept warm, so this works perfectly. And it's very thin, it's just like a piece of plastic, and it plugs into the electric, and it has a temperature control on there. So you have to see what temperature yours works best at just by adjusting it until it works for you. Now this is a 20 watt, so it doesn't use loads of electricity, and this one is a 28 centimeter by 42 centimeter, so a nice size. So that works beautifully well. You don't want to be doing your resin straight on there because you don't want to be dripping resin. I have actually got a little bit of resin on here, but it's only on the edge, it doesn't hurt it. But you don't want to be putting your silicone mould straight on and pouring resin, because you want to try and avoid to get silicone on there, resin on there if you can. So I just put my silicone mat on the top, making sure not to put it over the top of there, just because I want it to keep it level. And then my silicone molds on the top of that, and then I do the resin work, and I leave them on where I've actually worked. I don't move it around, so I will just leave it here once the resin is in. Now the other thing that I have is this little thermometer. Now these are brilliant because it's got the temperature and it's also got the humidity. Now what I like to do is keep it between 22 degrees C and 26 degrees C, and that's about 72 Fahrenheit to 79 Fahrenheit, somewhere around there. I work in centigrade, so I try to keep it between 22 and 26 centigrade. I don't worry if it varies just slightly. And the humidity, this is at the moment 51%. Now that's absolutely fine for curing resin. I try to keep it below 60%. And I'll just put that on there and then do my resin. And then I have one of these plastic boxes that I just put over the top. And when I put the box over the top, I just have it sat on a couple of little pots, just so there's ventilation underneath. can sit it on anything, but I just like a little gap for ventilation. And then that keeps it all nice and clean. And you can see the thermometer in there. And they cure beautifully every time. So I do hope that works for you, because resin is so expensive, isn't it? And we don't want to be wasting resin and also time, because if when we get Amine Blush, it can be got off. It can be washed back and cleaned off. Sometimes it doesn't, and if you're sanding it, it can make it even worse. So you do have to be very, very careful. But if we can avoid getting it in the first place, that's way better, isn't it? So hopefully this will work for you, and I see no reason it wouldn't, because it's worked so well for me. So if you're working in a shed or a garage, and I know a lot of people do, because it's not a good idea to resin in your living space. So I know a lot of people work in the garage and shed and are having some big problems with the damp and the cold. So I will leave the links for these in the description below. They'll be in the Amazon store links for the heat mat and for the temperature, the thermometer and the humidity detector. And you see how that's gone down slightly now. That was 24, was it 25? It's now 23.9. That's because I took the box off the top. So once I put that box back on, it keeps the heat in. Rest on those little pots, and it keeps the heat in, and it keeps it all, that temperature will now start going up. So keeps the heat in and lets the damp out, ventilated under here, keeps your pieces nice and clean, and works beautifully. So do let me know if this is helpful for you, because I know a lot of people are struggling at the moment, because resin is very popular. There's a lot of people that are new to resin, and hopefully this will help. So if you've enjoyed this video, if it's been helpful, please consider subscribing to my channel. I'll be bringing lots of videos out that will help you with your arts and crafts. So hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now. So on video number 104, I did say that I would give away this pendant and earring set that I made. And I'll show you how to make these in video number 104. So if you want to see how I made them, just go and have a look at that. I'll leave the link for it below this video. So thank you to all my lovely subscribers. I actually got to 3,000 subscribers, so I was really, really pleased. So now I'm doing the giveaway, and good luck to everybody that entered. So there was 24 people in the draw, so I'm just going to use this Google randomizer and put 24 in there, and then click the generate button, and we've got number 9. Go back to the Word doc with the names on, and number 9 is Kim Wells. Kim Wells at number 9. So Kim Wells, if you will send me your address, I will send you these gorgeous pendant and earring sets. Thank you for everybody that entered, and hopefully I'll be doing some more giveaways soon. So I was really, really pleased. I got to 3,000 subscribers and I was so pleased. So Kim Wells, if you would send me an email with your address on, your postal address on, so I can post these out to you. Send me an email to tilly@poorgreatart.com and I will get back to you. Thank you for entering, and good luck to everybody in my next giveaway.